Eldon Leroy Baxter. I was born in Buffalo, Iowa.
Okay. What year? Or when, do you know?
1920, August 22nd.
Okay. Were you named after anyone, or how did you get your name? Do you know?
No, just a family name.
Okay. What did your folks do?
My folks, they farm, strictly farm. The farm is right above the city of Buffalo, is where I was born, on the farm up there.
Okay. What did you like to do when you were a kid? What did you do to while away the time?
I had no time to, I just lived on a farm all the time, and I just absolutely did not have anything what I wanted to do.
I mean, did you have to work the farm? Did you have to help?
No, I was only 9 years old, 8, 9, found it early. So I just run away from the house, and the kids, next farm down below is, I run away all the time and run down there. And when I run away, my dad, he strapped me and everything and chained me to the back door. And that's the story of my life.
What kind of stuff did you like to do? When you were playing games with your friends or whatever, what kind of stuff did you do?
When I was a boy, I was on the farm all the time, so we down there on the other farm, and I would just mess around with the cows and out there, and we didn't play any games at all to amount to anything. It's just kind of dead.
Okay. Okay, where did you go to school?
We just over the hill from where I live was the Indiana schoolhouse, and that's where I started. And lo and behold, somebody set the school on fire. They said they claim it was a school teacher, an old school teacher, that they wouldn't let her teach anymore because she was mean to the kids, and so started school on fire. So I don't know for sure, but anyway, we ended up having school in our house, and a teacher boarding room to our house too. So I said the teacher could get me out of bed.
I'm sure a lot of kids nowadays wouldn't want that.
Yeah, but we had plenty of room there in the house and big yard for the kids to play in, So
So did other kids then come to your house?
Yeah, that's where we held school. That's where we had the school.
How long did that go on?
I can't really tell you until they built a new schoolhouse, but I can't remember when that was. But anyway, I can probably.
But was it a while? Was it like a whole school year at least?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's probably a school year. Yeah.
What was there any subject that you particularly liked in school?
I was a dummy. I didn't have any. I was lucky to get through school at all. Being on a farm like that, we haven't got the right teaching.
What was your first job you remember?
First job, delivering newspapers. When we moved to town in 1929 is when we moved to Davenport. That's why I wanted to tell you. We moved to town in 1929. That was the Depression years, and my dad had savings at the bank, and it went busted, and so he had to sell a farm. And so that was my first job, delivering newspapers.
Do you remember? Tell me about that. How did you do it? What did you do? Do you know how many? That kind of thing. Tell me about that job.
Oh, just house to house newspapers. They dropped the bundle of papers right across the street from where I lived, and just deliver them. That was my job of getting them done. And also Loggy drugstore there. I had a job there on my bicycle delivering drugs to people at medicine, And that was the other job I had. I got 25 cents on that.
25 cents per delivery, or?
Yeah, on the drugs from the Loggy drugstore.
Now, when you did this, you started at what, age 9? Was that when you
Yeah.
started?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you do that because the family needed money?
No. We had boarders and roomers. That house on 704 East 14th is a 3-story building. It had all kinds of rooms to it, and my mother boarded and room all these people, and so she was busy cooking all the time, and so that was in on that.
Did you? How many people would be boarding, let's say, at any particular time? How many?
I can't really tell you that because we had about 5 bedrooms. Of course, my brother lived there with us too, and so my brother was a groundkeeper at the Duck Creek, and I was a caddy at Duck Creek.
Sounds like you kept busy.
I did. I didn't. My old saying, I did not leave grass go under my feet. I'll tell you a little later. In Honolulu, the bartender there when we were on our trip down for Pearl Harbor, why, I told him the whole story about it. He said, "Oh, just a minute, I got to write that down." Okay, go ahead. That I just wanted to. That was the remark there.
Well, what did you? Okay, you came to Davenport. You were 9 years old. You were working. Were you saving the money, or were you spending it, having fun, or did some of it go to the family, or?
I never made enough. I just enough to buy candy or whatever I wanted to, and I hung out at the grocery at the Loggy's drugstore. I hung out there quite a bit, and got cherry Coke.
And what newspaper were you delivering?
Daily Times. That was only one. Democrat came out a little later on, and I also delivered that.
How long did you do that?
Oh, I can't really tell you that, but a little later on, why, I had a newspaper route up in the West End there, and Ben Commerce had all the Sunday papers, and so I had those Sunday papers there, but every newspaper that they printed, like the Des Moines Register and all the Chicago papers and New York Examiners and all that, and so I delivered that, and I had to have that job done and be back to the house in time to help my mother. She made ice cream for all the board roomers. We had teachers and everything for Sunday dinner. Big Sunday dinner. Big crowds on Sunday dinner. And so I had to make the ice cream and have that ready. Kept me busy on that. I was busy all the time.
What do you think about that? Was that good for you?
Sure. Absolutely, yeah.
Didn't give you time to, in other words, you didn't have those idle hours where you could get in trouble.
Well, a little later in your years, yeah. No, not really. Well, see, when I had in school, my favorite subject was baseball. Recess, noon and playing baseball all the time.
Did you have any sports heroes?
Sport
Heroes.
heroes?
Yeah.
Well, later on, yeah. Mickey Mantle, I got a book of Mickey Mantle over there. And
do you remember who the big sports figures were back, let's say, during the 30s? When you were playing?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't have time. Didn't have time then. I just played baseball and that was it. I mean, kept me busy all the time on doing that.
What about movies? Were you able to get to a movie every once in a while?
Once in a while. No. Not really,
Okay.
Of course, we didn't have television yet. So there's nothing to watch on television.
Yeah.
1929.
Okay. All right. Let's move up to when you went in the service. First of all, why?
Well,
did you go?
I let me get this other thing. When I was old enough, 14 or something like that, 14 or 15, I went down to a baseball park, got a job for bat boy. I was the first. Me and another guy was the first bat boys. Blue Sox was the first team playing down in the stadium. That's when the stadium opened up. And so I was busy with that being bat boy. And lo and behold, we ended up having 3 baseball players board and room at our house when they were in town. And I had to give these baseball players massages before they went to baseball practice. So I can do massages all the time.
Did you enjoy? Did you go down to the park and watch?
Well, I was bat boy all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, a little later on, in 1937, I had my own baseball team. W.G. Block Coal Company gave us uniforms and that, and put us in a pickup and truck and hauled us to Muscatine, played baseball, and wherever we wanted, we had baseball games. And that kept us busy on that. I was still bat boy yet.